Is your primer bulb busted like this or leaking? I'm going to show you guys how to replace it. First thing you're going to want to do is take off the air filter cover here. So let's just unscrew this little wing nut looking thing here, and this whole contraption will come off with the air filter. All right, now take a T27 bit, remove the whole air filter base and carburetor assembly, and then we will be able to have access to the primer bulb plate down here. So again, this is a T27. You don't need a drill to do this, but that's what I'm going to be using. All right, now go ahead and slide your housing off like so, and then the carburetor and everything will just sit in place. There is a gasket right here. Usually it'll just stay in place, but if it does fall, just look at my video and put it back exactly how it is right now. All right, so that's all you're gonna be removing from this thing. So now we'll go ahead and unscrew the 4 screws that hold the primer bulb on. And with this, I recommend not using a drill because you don't wanna over tighten these screws. And then I'll link my primer bulbs that I use. I'll link them below if you're watching this on YouTube. But if you're on TikTok, I don't think I can link it. But use the primer bulb of your choice. They are easy to replace, so you can use cheap Chinese ones if you want. And that's what I use, honestly. So, and they do last a long time. So once you get your primer bulb, you just remove it just like that, and get your new one. And there you go. You can see a comparison there between the two, and you can see this one is busted, so we're going to be replacing it. So then take your primer bulb and set it in place there. It'll sit in the little slot there for you, and then once you put this little plate on there, you can screw it down. You just want to make sure that that rib part goes into the actual slot that it's supposed to go into, or you will have issues. And then we'll go ahead and screw it back in. And try and do a cross pattern when you screw it back in to make sure everything seats nice and easy. Okay, and then the last screw is down here, and there you go. So now we'll test it. Let's go ahead and prime this thing. And now it primes like a champ. It's actually out of gas, but you can see that it is pumping fuel. And then we'll go ahead and put it back together. Take your 2 screws and then slide it onto the housing here. And then align them with the holes in the backside there. And then we'll screw it in. Okay, make sure your air filter is still in there. Just align that thing to the housing, and then we will screw it back on, like so. And that's the easiest way to replace the primer bulb on your Echo, line trimmer, hedger, edger, any of the ones that have the same orange top just like this. Super easy, super straightforward. Drop a like.